So we have types of retinoscopy according to distance and target of accommodation as I static retinoscopy, the patient is looking at distance or a distant object. So and dynamic retinoscopy, the patient is looking at near or looking at the reti head. So the accommodation is active. Okay. And the next type of retinoscopy is according to the method, stable and mobile. So during the step number 4 or static retinoscopy, you are 20 inches from the patient. So this is a stable method, and it is also working without the working distance lens and working with WDL. So when we say WDL, that is the working distance lens. So recalling the setup for retinoscopy, test this distance is 20 inches. I hope you can see it clearly. Test target is 20 feet or far. Room illumination is dim. PD is far. The PD that you'll be using is far. Okay, so where do we get the working distance lens? The working distance lens will depend on the test distance. So if you are using the 20 inches, so we will go back to the diopter or dioptric formula, 1 over F. So 1 meter, because it's inches, we will use the 40 inches, right? Over 20 inches. So the working distance lens now is 2 diopters. So in retinoscopy, you can start either plano or you can start with 2 diopters, plus 2 or minus 2. It depends on the reflex movement. So when we say mobile method, you will be creeping. Step number 6 or dynamic retinoscopy at 40 inches. This is 20 inches. Double pa ang 40 inches. So you will be using a creeping method or a mobile method, because from the 40 inches, you will go near to the patient to adjust the phoropters, because you will be using the phoropter. So I don't have the phoropter here. Okay. So the setup for static retinoscopy is dim, test target big E or any distant object, test distance 20 feet or 6 meters away. So the patient is looking at 20 feet, but you as an examiner, you are 20 inches away from the patient. The control lens is, it could be plano or it could be the working distance lens. So the procedure is, the patient removes his correction. You have to disinfect the phoropter, adjust the PD, and you have to make sure that you are not obstructing the patient's fixation. And the examiner's right eye examine the patient's right eye, or vice versa. So we usually use the 20 inches, but if you have a shorter arm, so you can use the 16 inch. Have the position of the streak. So imagine this is the pupil, this is the streak. The position of the streak is in the 90th. Okay. The streak is oriented at 90th meridian. 90th M. The streak is oriented in the 90th position, or naka-straight siya, but you are neutralizing the 180th meridian. Okay. Let me just do it slow. If this is your streak, if you position your streak in the 90th position, and then okay, here, this is your streak, and you position it in the 90th position, orientation. You are neutralizing the 180th meridian. Why? This is the 180th meridian. So if you do like this, if you move left to right, you are neutralizing the 180th meridian. So it's like we can say it as along 90 axis 180. And if you position the streak in the 180th orientation or position, you move up and down, up and down, you are neutralizing the 90th meridian. So you can imagine a cross here, cross, 90th, this is the 90th meridian, this is the 180 meridian. So if you have your retinoscope, you will just do, if you want to neutralize the 180th meridian, you will position the streak in the 90th orientation, and then you sweep left and right, left and right, left and right. And then you rotate the, the sleeve of the retinoscope and make the orientation of the fundo of the streak in the 180th orientation, and then you move up and down, up and down. Not really up, down, up, down, up, down, but up, down, up, down, up, down, right, left, up, down. Okay? So not up, down, up, down, up, down, like this. So you can see better. Like that. Ganyan. Up, down, right, left. Okay. So retinoscopy is a big topic, so it really needs a longer discussion, but I hope you have enough data. But if you don't have enough data, just view this video if you have a good internet connection and enough data to watch the video. Okay, so I hope you learned something about it. So for the spherical, meridian in all meridian of the patient's eye, it has the same power, that is spherical. Okay, so in doing retinoscopy, you will start, the control lens is Plano or WDL. But for now, we will start at Plano. We will not make this very complicated. I'm trying my best to make it lighter, because it's really different to have actual conversation or actual discussion where we can exchange question, compared to this where I'm recording video and then you just have to ask question after. So really different. So we will start with working without WDL. So working without WDL. So we start at Plano. So when you say Plano, there's no contact lenses, there's no eyeglasses, and there's no lens in the phoropter. So the eye is bare, nothing. So that's Plano. And then you check for the reflex movement, if it's with or against. So at 20 inches, patient is looking at far, you check the fundus reflex. So you check for the 180th meridian, you position the streak in the 90th position, and you sweep right, left, and then you rotate your retinoscopic sleeve, and then you orient the streak in the 180th orientation, and then you move up and down to check for the reflex movement in the 90th meridian, and then you move up, down. So if in all meridian in 90th and then 180th meridian, what you saw is a width movement, you will write it as plano width. So what lens will you introduce if it's with movement or if it's against movement? So let me share to you an easy way to remember it. With movement is plus. So if it's with movement, you introduce plus lens to neutralize the movement. If it's against movement, you use minus. Sorry, did I make it with plus? With movement, plus lens. Against movement, minus lens. So it's okay if you feel irritated because you don't understand it easy. So our speed of understanding is different. We just have different speed of learning, and it's okay. You just have to tell me on how you will learn better. So I'll meet you halfway. So with movement, going back to our example number 1, at plano, the movement is with in the 90th and the 180th meridian. So let's just make it as a 180th meridian. The IRM, or the initial reflex movement, is with. Sorry, I'll just make it shortcut so that it can fit in my whiteboard. At the 180th meridian, the IRM is initial reflex movement is with. So because it's with, you will introduce plus. Correct. You will introduce plus lens. So if you are using a phoropter with actual phoropter, you will be moving, or you will be making a click down. But because we don't have a phoropter, we will just imagine, okay, phoropter. Okay, I get it. So to make it just simple, plano, same with the lenso position. The plus amount is placed above, sorry, the negative or the minus is placed below. Okay? Okay. Sorry, it's, I'm having a difficulty, no one to respond, or no student to respond to me. Okay, go on, like that. So I'll be just talking to myself. And it's okay. I know you are listening. Thank you. At plano, the movement is with. So because it's with, you will introduce plus lens. So we start at plus 25. At plus 25, you put the plus 25 here in the patient. You check again the movement. So it's still with. So you increase from plus 25, you increase to 50. Plus 50 diopters. And now, the movement, we will have a recap for a while. At plano, the initial reflex movement is with. So because it's with, we introduce plus lens to neutralize the refractive condition of the patient. Okay, so plano, we placed, we introduced plus 25, but with plus 25, it's still with, okay? So we increased another click, so it's plus 50 now in place in front of the patient, and the movement is against. So this is now what I was telling you in the previous video, that this is the point of reversal. So it's possible that we can get the point of neutrality, but it's easier to get for the point of reversal. So this is now the PR. So what is your GNL? GNL stands for gross neutralizing lens. So your GNL will be the lens before the PR. Okay, going back. So the GNL is a gross the GNL means gross neutralizing lens. So that's the GNL. So how to get the GNL? It's the lens before your PR. So the lens before your PR is the plus 25. So this is now your GNL. So let's assume that we did the same on the 90th meridian, because this is a sphere man. So let's assume that 180th meridian and the 90th meridian, they have the same pattern. Plano with, plus 25 with, and with plus 50 against. So we will use now the formula for without WDR. So net number 4 equals GNL minus WDL. The GNL is the correct plus 25. And the WDL, again, the WDL will depend on your test distance. So if you use 20 inches, you will have the WDL of 2 diopters. If you use 16, you will have 250. So GNL is plus 25. The WDL does not have a sign. Okay? So this will become 2. Hope you can see it properly. So the net is number 4 plus 25 minus 2 is minus 175 diopters. So our patient, the refractive status of this patient is correct. It's myopia. So hope you get it, the flow. Okay, so let's make another example. Example number 2. Without double DL, the same method without double DL. I'll just pause for a while. Okay. So again, the same. We are in the method of without double DL. Because this is a spherical error, we expect that the 180th and the 90th meridian have the same GNL and the same PR. So we assume that, so I'll just wrote 180th and the 90th meridian. So supposedly it should be different. But to maximize my screen, so I'll just make it 180th and 90th meridian. So let's have another example. Without WDL, so you work plano, nothing in front of the patient, just the plano phoropter, no contact lens, no corrective lenses. So you write plano. At plano, the reflex movement is against. So if it's against, you will introduce, correct, minus lens. So we will put it at the bottom. So you will start at minus 25. Plano, 25, 50, so on, so on, so on. Okay. At minus 25, the movement is with. Oh, that was fast. That was fast with agad. So now, from against, it become with. This is now our PR. PR or point of reversal. This is now your PR. And the lens before your PR is your G and L. What is the meaning of G and L again? It's gross neutralizing lens. Very good. So we compute net number 4 equals G and L minus WDL. So the G and L is plano or 0. Just write 0. And if we use the 20 inches, 2 diopters. So the net number 4 is minus 2. Refractive status of the patient, ref stat, or the refractive status of the patient is myopia, M for myopia, equals to the WDL. So, we have already an example, the case 1, example of a with movement, and case 2, example of an against movement. And for the astigmatic error, it's the same pattern. It's just that it have two different GNL, different PR. Okay? Have any suggestion or concern or any question, you can really just chat me in our chat box, or you can have you can send me a private message. So my goal is to really impart learning to you. So you acquire this knowledge for the meantime that we are apart. And then, so hope to see you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have enough data to watch these videos that I made. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and thank you for um, giving your best to learn this subject. So we are meeting halfway. I'm giving my best also. And but I guess my best wasn't good enough. So I'll improve more. I'll try to experiment and search for new things or new ways to improvise how I do the video discussion. And so I'm open for your suggestion, no, if you have any suggestions for me on how to do it properly. And now again, thank you for watching. I will not say please subscribe, but I will say stay safe and God bless everybody. Thank you.